Good day, guys. Welcome back to my channel. We had arts day in school and it was just too colorful. I've decided to share highlights and snipers with you, my online family. So guys, it was just so amazing. The day started with teachers getting their face paints from Mr. Nufi, our very own artist. Next, we had the highlight of the event, which was a talk show by teachers from the arts department on the theme, the relevance of arts in today's society. Please enjoy this very amazing talk show.
How in arts, please, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. You're welcome to this precious occasion this day. That's the Arts Day. Talking about the importance of language. You may ask yourself, what is language? Language is simply defined as a system or systematic way, either in a written, spoken, or symbolized way to express yourself. That's talking about communication. As we are all here, we talk to each other. Without language, you will not understand yourselves. Without language, you cannot communicate. Without language, you cannot enhance creativity in learning. So the place of language in the society is paramount. The place of language in art is the highest. In fact, it's the peak of it all, because we are all here to learn. And for learning to take place, there should be a contact. There is a connection before language will take place. And language is also the heart of culture. When you talk about culture, you already know what it means. In your environment, in your societies, in your communities, there is a culture. So language is the heart of culture. I want to quote an author by name Mr. Khalid Hosani. He said that if culture is the key, that language is the key that opens the room, the parlors, and everywhere. Because without language, there will be no culture. Without language, somehow, there will be no you and I, because we are not dumb. Even the people that are dumb, they have a way of communicating. They have sign languages, they have the written language, and we have the spoken one. The spoken one is the one we are doing right now. Okay? So language is very, very important in every day of our lives. Thank you. Please, a round of applause for her. The place of language in communication can never be overemphasized. You can't do without language. In fact, without language, you cannot communicate. It's not possible. Forget the one they talked about, the sign languages. The verbal aspect, the sign language, they are all aspects of language, and they are all very important in our lives. Okay, let's quickly welcome the second person here. Let's quickly welcome Miss Ada, our literary guru. She will further talk on this to explain to us what are some of the opportunities rather in art, and how can we get fulfilled knowing these professions in art. Are there other areas where we can pursue? Thank you.
Thank you so much. The question should actually be, what opportunities are there not in arts? Because art, like those in the Creative Arts Club said, is a range of opportunities, of possibilities. There's just about nothing you can do in the arts. And this is not even limited to those in the arts. Even those in the sciences are actually taking into arts, because there are certain things you want to achieve in the sciences, and if you don't have the artistic, aspect of it fulfilled, then you're going to have a very terrible result. Let us talk about people who produce cars and technology. You want to make a car, and then you don't have any artist who's going to help you give it a very fine aesthetic. Then I think nobody is going to buy that car, because it's going to be a very ugly one, and nobody wants to buy or ride such a car. So the place of the artist, the place of art is endless in this world. There is just about nothing you can do. People who are into prosthetics, artificial body parts. You want to help somebody who has lost a body part and want to probably make an arm for the person. There has to be an artist to design perfectly what we fit and also look nice when it's presented before people. And of course, even if you're in the sciences, the beauty of art is You can even take things in the arts as your hobby. I know a lot of very wonderful, very proficient writers in the world right now who are science students. You can go into poetry, you can go into literature, you find fulfillment, you can go into music. Currently, skit making is one of the fastest, stuff that will give you money in the world right now. And of course, is in the arts. So you can actually convert whatever it is you are doing into the arts, and you make money out of it. And you also be very happy that you did that. So we have a lot of opportunities in the art. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Ms. Ada. Let's quickly welcome the next person on my list here. We have Mr. Idris Mohammed. He will be talking to us on the place of arts as a moral compass for the students. What is the place of arts? Religion. How is religion going to help you as a student who is in the arts? Thank you.
I want to read out what can be extracted from the study of religion or religious study as a subject of art. So the aim and objective of religion study as a subject is not only to satisfy educational requirements of the students, but a requirement for their moral as well. The fulfillment of this requirement is so significant in the reformations of the student character, principally in this our millennium, the era or period when our society is so corrupted with all sorts of social evils, such as stealing, drug addiction, terrorism, killing, illegal sexual activities, human trafficking, as well as a host of others. Religion trains students to be tolerant, law-abiding, truthful, just, well-disciplined, peaceful, and a responsible society, citizen rather, who value the nation and are ready to safeguard the interests of the society. Religion study is if adequately studied and applied, will be the most effective and a strong instrument for societal reformations. Thank you.
Please, let's put our hands together for the IRK team. The place of religion in the life of a student is very important because it is what directs you. It's what guides you morally. Please, let's clap for the IRK. Now let's welcome Ms. Cynthia will talk to us on professions in arts and how students can go about these professions. Please, ma'am.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Nancy. Good morning, students. Okay, I'll be talking about the professions in arts. Like my colleagues have said, that there are so many things you can do with arts, being an art student. A profession is a paid occupation that involves a prolonged training. So I'm an art student in college. What will I study after here? What kind of course will I do after here? Well, there are so many of them, but because of time also, I'll just mention some few. The first one on my list is that you can be trained as an educator and then become an educationist, become a teacher, like your amazing teachers here in the Nara College. You can also be, and then let me tell you something. When I say become a teacher, teaching does not just end in secondary school. There are levels to teaching. You can also become a professor at the university level if you wish to. So you can also be trained as a mass communicationist and work in a place like, you can be trained as a mass communicationist and work in a place like the radio station. You can work in television stations and all that. You can be trained as an international relations person and become an ambassador to any foreign nations. You can be trained as a psychologist and work in a school environment and work in any clinical place that has to do with counseling also. There are so many opportunities, there are so many professions that you can go into after training.
We have the best visual artist by the name Babajide Olatunji. He is a botanist, but at the end of the day, he started practicing on his own, and then he went ahead and started buying materials, and today he has one of the biggest galleries in London. We have Kolapo in Abuja here. He's now in Madrid in Spain. He is a physicist just like Mr. McCollins, but he has found joy in art and is doing very well. And because of that, I would like you to know that art is not for the weakling, it's not for the weak people. Art is for the great mind, those who have greatness in them. So art, like she said, like Ms. Adeze rightly said, that you can't, in every automobile company, you must have an artist who will help you design. And not just in automobile companies, in other companies too. For those of you who are familiar with Discovery Channel, you see that most things that are created, like the sink, even the microphone I'm holding here, the artist will have to design to create a mold that you don't have to create one a day. You keep creating one, you settle on one. With the mold, you just reproduce and you produce it in thousands and also in hundreds. So art is that large that we cannot even talk about the opportunities and the benefit of art today. Even if we use 2 weeks, we cannot talk about the benefit. In other countries too, they have interior designers and exterior designers being the highest paid, because they are not just paid for copying somebody's idea, but they are bringing out their own idea. So that is where art will help you, and how art has been seen in other countries because of you. Anything you are doing in art, you are bringing it out directly from your head. It's not a means or something that you have to copy or reproduce. You are doing it from your own expression. Thank you.
Whoa. Whoa. Please put your hands together. This has been awesome. This is awesome. Thank you. I have learned a lot. So art has to do with a lot of creativity. That is exactly what Mr. Luthi is talking about. So we want to say a very big thank you to the teachers. Please, let's clap for them as they go back.
So guys, with that, we came to the end of the talk show. We had other events for the day. We had the cultural dance, and then of course photographs, members of the arts department with other staff of the school. So guys, with that, we've come to the end of today's video. I hope you learned something. I hope you encourage someone to go into the arts. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.